Hey everybody, it's Brian Davis, Mr. Buys-A-Lot here at the warehouse. Yes, I'm back up in Pennsylvania for only 2 days. I am selling my Honda Pilot, returning the Penske truck, and then I'm flying out Sunday morning at 6 a.m. to get back down to South Carolina. But I had something kind of exciting happen, and I wanted to share it with you guys, and hopefully it gives you a little bit of inspiration as far as I know a lot of people are disappointed about long tail items. So a lot of people are like, oh, you only buy items that sell in 30 days. That's true. In a lot of cases, you want to try to flip your merchandise in 90 days, 6 months at the longest. But I'm going to show you guys something that I've had on eBay for going on, I want to say it's been on for about 2 years. Maybe it's even been on a little longer than that. But it's sold. And let me show you what it is. This will also give you guys an idea if you're out at estate sales or flea markets or anything like that, that these are things to look for. There is value to it, but when you're selling higher price items, you have to find the right buyer, and sometimes that takes a while. So let's take a look. Okay, guys. So here's what I sold. This is a hard leather bound with a scrolled pattern on the cover. You wouldn't really know what it is other than on the leather bound right here. It says Cocorico, 1899 to 1902. This is a complete bound volume. So it is a complete group for 3 years of bound volumes of Cocorico magazine. It's a French magazine. You can see right here. This is the very beginning. Cocorico magazine from December of 1898. This cover is very beautiful. If you know early art and early posters and Art Nouveau, this is done by Alphonse Mucha. This is a Mucha cover. There are about 5 or 6 Mucha covers throughout the book. This is a Steinlen cover. Right there, you can see it's marked Steinlen. So these are bound volumes that show different French items from that time period. So they have lots of great illustrations. Very, very famous artist, did stuff for this magazine. But a lot of people buy them for the covers. And I've seen people just literally rip the covers off and sell the covers. But, beautiful Art Nouveau, Art Deco style advertising and items. Here's another cover. So that's February of 1899. So the whole book is just beautiful illustrations and items like that. So I'm flipping through for you guys. And there are a lot of Mucha photos inside and images inside. This one's beautiful. This is a Pinelli. So you can see, here's an Alphonse Mucha. So people will take just these engravings out. So even if you just see these engravings and sell them for a lot of money. But it's just beautiful. And it has a lot of the early French posters and advertising posters. That's an Alphonse Mucha poster. These were 6 feet tall. I've actually had 2 of those in the past and sold them for a lot of money at the auction. Now, what I will tell you guys is this happened to come in a collection I bought. I spent a lot of money on the collection. I know a lot of you will never see something like this, but if you happen to be at estate sales and you run across something like this, you want to pick these up if they're reasonable. Why? I will show you guys. I just sold this. I've had it on for around 2 years, maybe a little bit longer, but I'll take you over to the screen and I will show you guys. Obviously, we're walking through the office right now, which is kind of a mess. But you can see my sales right here for the last 31 days are right around $19,000. Last 7 days are $9,000. You see that big spike right there? That is because of that book. I will show you guys. We're going to go to that book and I will show you guys what I sold it for. $6,750. I sold that book for the other day. So it is fantastic when you make a sale and have, roughly a $7,000 sale, but out of one item. Now that item has been sitting around for a while. It came in a collection I bought of early French posters and books. I know a lot of you are gonna, find the numbers kind of staggering. I spent $75,000 buying the collection probably about 6 years ago or 7 years ago. There are boxes of first edition books that I haven't done anything with, and there's like 30 banana boxes full of first edition books that are all really high end, that I haven't sold. There was a bunch of World War I posters. There was a bunch of original like Charay and Steinlen posters, stuff like that. But it's one of those things that I took a gamble, mainly because of the World War I posters. I knew they were good, and World War II posters. But the stuff is just so rare that in that deal I got 2 original Civil War Abraham Lincoln flags that I sold for around $25,000. There was a Lautrec poster that I sold through Posters International for $110,000. So, just on those 3 items, I got back like $135,000. I sold some books very similar to this through auction for about another $15,000 or $20,000. I probably did $250,000 over several years out of that one collection that walked into a friend of mine's store. So it turned out to be phenomenal. He flipped it to me. He made a lot of money versus what he paid. I did very well, and I still have pieces floating around from this collection. It's pretty amazing. But this just shows you guys that don't be afraid to buy something, and if it sits on eBay for 2 years, this costs me 5 cents a month to sit in my eBay store. So, I have at most $1.80 into the actual monthly fees on eBay for my store, because I have an enterprise store. And, I paid, well, actually I listed this myself, so didn't pay someone to do that end. And I think eBay fees on this, when I looked at the fee calculator earlier, are somewhere around $400. So I'm going to wind up pocketing, let's say, $6,000 on an item that has sat in my showcase for 2 or 3 years. Not bad if it's not taking up a lot of space in your house. But, I just wanted to give you guys some inspiration. Like, if you have something that's sitting around for a long time and it's a high-priced item or a high-dollar item, don't get afraid. You have to find the right buyer that has the right finances to purchase something like this. This is a piece of history. As far as other bound volumes, I've only ever seen one other complete set, and it was actually in 2 volumes, but it had all 63 magazines, and each one of the covers were cut off and put at the front of the books. This is the only one like this I've ever seen, and that one had sold years ago for around $12,000. So I wasn't afraid, and I didn't need to sell this. But waking up in the morning and getting a $6,700 offer is really nice, especially while we're moving and money's just kind of hemorrhaging. But guys, feel free to always email us questions, and I'm here for you in the hopes that I want to inspire you guys. Like, don't be afraid to take a shot on things. And if something sits on your eBay for a long period of time, don't get discouraged. I could have been upset about this and flipped it for $3,000 really fast and not, it not sat for years. But it's just so rare, I didn't mind. But nice $6,750 sale for one book. So pretty happy with it. Brian Davis, Mr. Buys a Lot. Hoping you guys are having, much success in your business, and always, just keep working. And I'm here if you guys need me. you can always email me and check out our auctions. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Mr. Buys a Lot signing off.